Hey, man, say, man. Thank y'all for joining me tonight for another episode of the Destiny Asia You Can't Whoop Me edition where a dry bitch could never. When y'all get in here, make sure you go ahead and like the video, share the video. Hold on, y'all. Edition where a dry bitch could never. Hold on. Make sure you go ahead and like the video, share the video. Hold on, y'all. Edition where a dry bitch could never. Oh Lord, this is so ghetto. Anyway, thank y'all for joining me tonight. I thought I had that all squared away, but apparently I didn't. So I got that cleared up. So thank y'all for joining me tonight. We're gonna cover the situation with Zaya Wade, which is the Wayne's Wade daughter, transgender daughter, and we're going to talk about Monica in the C murder situation. I'm pretty sure y'all seen the pictures that's going around the internet of Monica in C murder when she had went to go visit him in prison, as well as the pictures with Zaya Wade where the Wades were celebrating Easter, and Zaya had her transgender boyfriend over to the festival, and they took a picture and they was actually kissing each other, and they posted, the boyfriend actually posted it on the internet on his page. I was able to go over there and see at first to make sure this is what that was, but apparently the boyfriend done made his page private. So we're gonna get into that. So first things first, what I want to do is talk about the Monica situation, right? So we all know that Monica and C Murder, they were together before C Murder had actually got locked up. C Murder had ended up going to prison for a murder of killing allegedly killing a 16-year-old boy in the club, but you know they saying that C Murder wasn't actually guilty of it, but he ended up getting convicted, and he is actually serving a life sentence. I believe he's serving the life sentence in Angola. So throughout his incarceration, you have a lot of people who have been putting forth efforts in trying to get him out. You had Master P trying to get him out, the Kardashians trying to get him out, well, Kim Kardashian specifically, Monica working to try and get him out and everything. He's been down for a long time. So there has been efforts to try and overturn the conviction in order for him to be able to come home. Well, in the meantime, with him being locked up, Monica, she went ahead and went on about her life. We gonna give her that. She went ahead and went on about her life. She got married. She married Shannon Brown. I believe that's what his name was. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but she ended up marrying Shannon Brown. She got kids and everything. So she did move on with her life. Shannon Brown ended up having extramarital things going on, and they ended up getting a divorce or whatnot. So between that time, Monica pretty much reconnected with C Murder. I don't know if they even actually lost contact at any point in time. By the looks of it, I don't think that they ever lost contact. I think it was a thing where um, they respected where they were at. C Murder respected where uh, Monica was at, and Monica, you know, took her freedom and went ahead and did what she felt like she needs to do in her life, where it was a thing. I still love you at the end of the day, but you finna be in here for a long minute, and that minute is gonna turn into forever. So I need to go ahead and live my life, and I think that was actually respected. And I think that what ended up happening is because of what she went through previously or whatever, she probably just kind of spent the block, and thought about, what things could possibly be now moving forward. And also with all of the efforts in place in order to try and get C Murder out, with hopes in that, I feel like that's what is also making her be, so adamant about pursuing something further with C Murder. Here recently, like I said, she had dropped that picture of her and C Murder. They was at a visitation, right? And a lot of people were making very negative remarks. Here's the thing. I actually think Monica is dope. I like Monica. I think she's real. I think she's down to earth. I've never met the lady, but just from just me seeing her throughout the years, I think she's real. I think she's down to earth. I think she's very loyal to a fault, which is crazy for a man such as Shannon Brown to have a woman that displays so much loyalty. For him to have a woman like that that is gonna ride for her man or whatever the case may be, and you out there messing around and cheating on this woman or whatever, you know, that's so bad for him, because I know it ain't a whole lot of women that set up and built like Monica, you know. So I could give her that. And when it seems like when she love you for real, and she love you with a passion. So I can give her that, you know. And I actually understand her connection to see murder. I've been in a situation like that before, and I don't want this video to come off as a projection when I go deeper into my thoughts on their particular situation. I don't want it to seem as a projection, but I am going to tie some of my personal experiences into this so it can all make sense, and so you guys can understand the reason why I feel this way about the situation, and the reason why I know I don't sit up here like everybody else talking about, oh, Monica, she's dumb, she's stupid, she needs to just let this dude go. He's never gonna get out, just let it go. I seen a post where somebody had said, I wish I could hug Monica and just tell her, baby, he ain't never getting out. Okay, what's all that about? At the end of the day, I mean, she's aware of the possibility of this man never getting out. And so that leads me to believe that Monica was groomed by C Murder. That's just how I feel. I really do feel like she was groomed by him. She met him She met him when she was I don't know how old she was. I don't know if she was underage of age, but I think see Murder is like 10 years older than Monica, right? So she met him when she was really young, and he was so much older, and at that time of meeting him and her being in the industry, being a young woman in the industry, having somebody like C Murder that's like a, like a soldier or whatever, somewhat of a protector, someone that could give her some game and make her feel like I got you and things, and show her some things that she probably never seen before, and just create that type of bond. Um, it could make a young woman really gravitate towards that man and get attached to that man in a certain way that if you have never experienced that, you won't understand it. It's kind of like having a it feels like actually having a best friend. And a lot of times in those situations, when you are being groomed, it doesn't mean that it's something that this person is doing to like be malicious. Sometimes they don't even realize that they are actually doing it. It just depends on what their actual intentions are. But you do end up getting groomed because of the exposure that you have, and so in my particular situation, I was 14 years old. I met this guy, he was 18 years old, and we were like best friends. And I never thought anything about it, and this could be the same thing with Monica. It's like it probably wasn't what people thought in the beginning when she first when she first met C Murder. It probably wasn't a thing where, oh, okay, he just tried to come on to her or anything. It probably was more so of just, being around each other, getting to know each other, and then you feel this connection. But this man knows that you're way younger, and you probably need to grow up to get to where he's at. And when you have a younger girl, then the male, he's more in control of the situation, and he could manipulate the situation a little bit. He could mold her into what he actually want her to be down the line. In my particular case, it was like you end up learning this person mannerism, using this person's lingo, all of these things. You're talking to this person about things that you're experiencing. This person is pretty much raising you, to be honest. Um, they giving you game, they telling you how to move and things like that. And when that is happening, that's the grooming that is taking place, because this person is molding you in a way where later on down the line in the future or whatnot, you will be available and you will be right for them. So they pretty much are raising you at that particular time. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a thin line between a pedophile and someone that is a groomer. Again, I don't remember how old Monica was, but I know that C Murder was much older than her. In my particular situation, I'm 14, he's 18, right? So ended up learning down the line, once we did actually get together, once I was old enough, I ended up learning down the line that that attraction was always there. But he knew that he couldn't move on that. So he, instead of just kind of being a pedophile, he ended up being a groomer, where it's like, okay, I'm a give you this game, I'm gonna lead you in this direction, make sure you remain pure until I get to you and everything, and still have you wrapped up around my finger or whatever, but I'm not gonna make a move um where it end up being statutory rape or something like that. I'm not gonna make a move, but I'm gonna prepare you for me. And that's exactly what happens. And um the depths of Monica's situation may not have been that deep, but all at the same time, it's still a level of grooming that comes with that. Anytime you have someone that is successful, they're famous, they're beautiful, they got everything going for themselves, and they're willing to be with a guy that's in prison who is serving a life sentence, it has to be something behind it, and it's not stupidity. A lot of people are, oh, she's stupid, she needs to go on by her life. No, you gotta, it's you gotta understand like what actually transpires psychologically. Now, if Monica were to hear this and somebody would tell her that, she's not gonna actually see it like that, because when you're groomed or you're being groomed, you don't see it, you don't understand it, you don't get it, because in your mind, I love him. In your mind, I'm gonna stick beside him. So you don't see that it's something that has happened to you to put you in this situation, right? Because you're not being hurt by it for real. So you don't see it as that. So someone's telling her that, she ain't gonna see it. But I see it for what it is. And no, she's not stupid, but she is wasting her time, because it doesn't look like he's getting out, you know. And then still carrying the name C Murder, that's not going to help the situation either. But it don't look like he's getting out. New Monica, silly of me, devoted so much time looking ass. Yeah, she's devoting a whole bunch of time to this situation. And you know what? I ain't gonna even tell no lie. I don't have a problem with her loving him and being down with him and sticking by him, or anything like that. The problem that I do have is that, I mean, considering the fact that he ain't getting out no time soon, um, it'll be real hard, even if it's a thing where he understand, hey, I ain't getting out no time soon. I ain't trying to slow you up. Just don't leave me. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, baby. You could even get you another man. He just got to understand, that we're going to be friends type thing, right? They could go as far as doing it. But let me tell you something. Another man is not going to even really want to be with her, knowing that she is that down and that devoted to a man in prison, and he has her heart to that extent. Another man ain't really going to take that well. He's going to feel some level of insecurity if she were to go on about her business. So I kind of feel like, even though she's riding for him, I think considering, how things may go, uh in new people she may meet and she might get a connection to. I do feel like it's probably something that she should have kept like quiet about. Not to say that she has to, but she should have kept quiet about it, being that it's not a set date that he's gonna get out. Now, if it was a thing where you knew, okay, I'm riding with C Murder. He got 10 more years left, or he got 5 or 6 more years left. I'm a ride with him. I'm gonna stick beside him, and we know he's going to get out one day for sure. Then yeah, I wouldn't have an issue with you displaying it. But because it's finna be forever, and you don't know for sure whatever, I wouldn't display it just simply because I don't want to have to explain anything to somebody else that I might meet in the future. And like I said, I done been in this situation before. I definitely have been in this situation before. Um, it's a long ride. Um, a lot of people was talking about, I know those conjugal visits be good. Let me tell you something. I don't think they have conjugal visits in Angola. I don't. They have conjugal visits in Louisiana? No, I don't think they have conjugal visits in Louisiana. And my thing is, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Prison ain't that much different than the real world. The only thing is you behind a wall. But prison ain't no different than the real world, because and let me tell you this too. Please believe, just because you're dealing with a man in prison don't mean that he can't take care of his business. Don't mean that he can't pay bills, and don't mean that you have to miss out on special moments. You can still get your flowers and your balloons and everything sent to your job for Valentine's Day, your birthday gifts or whatever. And I ain't talking about just getting a belt or card made from prison. I'm talking about from actual stores or whatever the case may be. They be in there. Ain't nobody finna be doing a life sentence, and ain't, especially somebody like C Murder, and ain't in there making some money or whatever. They do get to the money, and they do send money home. So just because a woman is messing with a man in prison don't mean that she's sitting up taking care of that man in prison. Please trust and believe. I know this from experience. Let's be very clear on that. So just because Monica messing with him, don't sit up there and think that he's sitting out up eating off her or something like that. And uh the commissary, he probably ain't taking nothing from that girl, because he in there making his own money. It's very much like the real world. And you just got some guards or whatever standing over you, and you could get around them. Because if you're dealing with a man long enough in prison, whether they got conjugal visits or not, you gonna figure out what to do. I done sucked a dick or two behind the vending machine, baby. It happens. Let's be very clear. You know what I'm saying? Shit could go down. You spray it, you could do some things. You hear me? So let's be very clear on that. But a lot of people just got the misconception of how prison is. And I have never been in prison, but I was in a relationship, and um the guy and I was in a relationship with did, like, the one I said that I felt like that actually groomed me when I met from 14 years old. Yeah, them years are going down there. Oh, we figured some shit out. Please trust and believe. I'm sitting up here scared. I'm like, I hope I don't get pregnant by this motherfucker. but you figure some shit out, okay? Let's be very clear. And I'm sure they done figure some things out, but that's neither here nor there. That's just besides the point. I just actually feel like the girl has been groomed. Let me check out some of these comments before I go to the next subject. Ruth Anna said she needs to go on. I would still support him, but I would have to live my life. She said he probably has privileges other prisoners don't. Hell yeah, I have seen dudes take care of their entire family for prison. Yes, please. That part, like in my particular situation, I ain't have it on me. I ain't have it on me. I can't. I ain't gonna be able to do this. Like I ain't got it on me. Like don't even too much ask me for nothing. The most I do every now and then, I put some money on the phone, and they had a thing where you can go you can go barbecue or whatever on the weekends, and we'll be out there barbecue, and I bring some food up there to barbecue or something like that. But that's about it. And the only reason why I was putting money on the phone, because he was coming up, and I was just like, you finna come up for your parole or whatever. You got this cell phone. You get caught with this cell phone. You're not supposed to be having cell phones up in here. So you need to get back on the phones in there. or whatnot, and so you won't get caught with this cell phone. But other than that, I was no, it wasn't none of that doing. And most I do every once in a while, probably $25 there, $25 here. Only one particular time I came out of something that I felt like was probably major because the phones and stuff is high. He had a phone, then something had ended up happening, and he needed to get a new phone, and it was like $300 or something like that. So I was like, okay, cool, but I mean, even with that, it'll be money like sent back home to me and stuff like that. So I mean, I wasn't sure I'm taking care of no nigga. um get it how you live. Man used to get so mad at me sometimes. Like it would be times where something to happen, and he'd be like, "Can you do this? Can you? You better figure it out." You know what I'm saying? You better figure it out. At this point, you can't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You probably need to drop the soap or something and get it done. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to sell a little ass in there or something because I ain't got it on me. Um, Ruth Downer said, I have two brothers in the feds and they be balling. We don't have to send them a dime. Mm-mm. Actually, like I got a cousin that she had one of her man had got locked up at one particular point, and I feel like this. I feel like if your man was out here taking penitentiary chances and taking these risks to get locked up, and it was benefiting you, and you ain't have no problem with spending the money and him taking care of you, I think you need to ride for him when he get locked up. You know what I'm saying? But this particular person, shit, he got locked up, and he like what he was doing for her. It actually, to be honest with you, for whatever odd reason, it was he was able to do more for her in there. And I guess because they already got him locked up and you gotta move a certain type of way. I don't know what it was, but shit, if we needed something, we'll be like, can you call him and ask him? Like for real, we was calling niggas in prison. Can you I need this, I need that for real. It goes down, no lie. Crystal Hart said, I feel like she loved him but still have lived her own life and made a family outside of him. That's Master P mad. That's why Master P mad because Monica is getting all the recognition for trying to get C Murder out. But Master P said he's been trying, and Monica just came back in the picture. Man, Master P, he's a whole lot. You know, when I heard his response to Monica and everything, I didn't like it. Uh, that's a whole nother topic right there. I could go all night talking about how I felt about the masterpiece situation and how he responded to it. And she did. She lived her own life and she made a family, you know, outside of him and everything. And she's making this decision to stay with him. Although I feel like she was groomed in order to do it all at the same time. I mean, she old enough to know what she want and what she don't want. If it ain't hurting her, then she could go on and do her thing. You know, I don't think she's stupid. How people is trying to make it, I really don't. Krista say Krista say he was pressed. Yeah, he was pressed. When y'all get in here, make sure y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, if you want to jump on, the link is in the comments. If you want to jump on, give your commentary or whatever, you could jump on the live as well. But child, it's a whole lot going on with that, and I just wish her well. I really, I really want that man to come home for Monica. I really do, because if you ever been in that situation where somebody, and this is the thing, people acting like Monica met this man in prison. Monica did not meet this man in prison. She had a real relationship with this man. She had a real bond with this man. Now, if it's a thing where you done met some dude, he done hit you up in your inbox or your DM on Facebook or Instagram, and he's sitting up there trying to get to know you, and you let him sweet talk you, and you never met this man in your life, and you down there at the penitentiary uh, fucking with this dude or whatever. Now, you stupid. Monica not stupid. Monica been knowing this guy. But all at the same time, this guy, he just ain't getting out, you know. But I just hope he get out for her. I just hope he get out for her. My fingers are crossed, because if you've been in this situation before, it hurts so bad to have a particular bond with somebody Cause I remember when the guy I was with, when he got locked up, man, I was sick. I was hurt. So I felt like I was in danger at that particular time. I feel like you done left me out here in these streets by myself. I ain't got nobody to protect me. Um, Cause around that time we all was wilding out, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't sweet. It wasn't like this wasn't this it was things that was transpiring where shit I could have possibly got locked up. It wasn't like I was doing anything with him, but I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing myself, you know. And I just felt like, you know, that was my safety net. That was my go-to person. If somebody did something to me, I'm hitting them up. Or, you know, I want to go to a certain place and I don't necessarily feel safe going by myself. I'm hitting him up. He's coming with me and things like that. Like I was the type of girl that I hung around the shooters because they made me feel safe. Like that's me. Like I don't want to. If you ain't got no guns or nothing, I don't like what we finna do because like if let me see, can you fight, you know, because I know I can, but I really don't want to jump in and be fighting nobody and mess up my pretty face or whatever. And I don't feel like we could get a lot done and you just throwing hands depending on what type of situation we're in. So I always was the type of person that I was like, okay, let me hang around the shooters, you know. Now of course with me being older, I don't even worry about that because I'm not putting myself in them type of situations. But back then, oh, I'm with the shooters every all the time because like who else gonna have my back? You know, if you ain't riding around like that in back at home in Memphis, if you weren't riding around like that and you were just out in these streets and you ain't got nothing on you and you ain't ready to pull it when something pop off, then you gonna end up getting your ass blown off. And I ain't have no time for that. So I just hung around known shooters. Like he, you know, this nigga gonna blow your ass off. That's who I wanted to hang around with. That was me. And I had to tell my mama one time she came on this show with me. She was like, I didn't understand why you used to hang with those guys. I felt safe. Simple as that. That's my answer to it. I'm sorry. It might sound ignorant, but you gotta understand the type of environment, you know. So with the Monica thing, I definitely get it. Not trying to make any excuses for it, but just trying to just add some more context to it so people won't be seeming like, oh, Monica, she got so much money, she's stupid and she this and she's that. No, it ain't that. You know, I'm more accepting of Monica dealing with C murder in prison than Nicki Minaj dealing with her husband that done got out of prison for sexual assault. Like, dude, you went to prison for sexually assaulting someone. Now, people could do whatever it is that they want to do, but if and somebody might be like, oh, you got more of a problem with that, and this man is out versus this man that's never gonna get out. But me, I look at what crime did you commit as well. That has a lot to do with it. Like even if somebody tell me, oh, they committed a murder, right? I'm not scared to date someone that committed a murder. But all at the same time, I would want to know what was your reasoning for committing this crime, and that's gonna determine whether or not I could deal with you or not. Now, if you run around sexually assaulting people, I can't deal with you at all because sometimes you gotta shoot you a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna feel no type of way because you don't have to blow somebody ass off because for whatever reason. But you sexually assaulting somebody, that's something totally different. No, I cannot deal with you. Mm-mm. But anyway, what Ruthana say? That's true as well, Crystal. Monica has been married twice and went years without dealing with him. Oh, you know what? I didn't even know that Monica had been married twice. So yeah, that baby tired. You hear me? That baby tired. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. When now since you said that, I'm finna tell y'all the truth. Um, before I reconnected with my friend or whatever at the time, I had been engaged 2 times. And how we ended up reconnecting or whatever, when we ended up reconnecting and we was talking and all that kind of stuff, it was just pretty much just talking about, you know, the things I'd been through and all that. And it was just back again, just giving direction, man, you need to do this, you need to do that. It was just on some, you know, friend type, like nothing serious. It was like, oh, I got my best friend again. But you had got tired. So sometimes you do get to that point where you like, I know this person is like real. I know I ain't gotta worry. I ain't gotta. You get tired of trying to relearn, mother. I'm single right now and dating, and it's just like I never go back to one of my exes. But of course, this person wasn't an ex of mine like that. It was just somebody that was my friend. We tried to date or whatever, and it just didn't work. We only dated for a week, and it didn't work, and we was just back cool. But sometimes you get tired of going through that process of getting to know and wasting your time or whatever. And it depends on what you got going on in your life to the point where you just sometimes just need that emotional outlet and then have nothing else to do with it. I'm pretty sure she'll do her thing outside with somebody else. And if they make those type of arrangements for her to have that freedom in order to explore her options out here, being that she's a free woman and he's the one in there serving a life sentence. I don't think that C Murder is selfish enough. I don't know him. I don't know much about C Murder other than his music. I don't think he don't seem like the type of guy just from the their relationship or whatever and how it has developed throughout the years. He don't seem like that type of person that'll try and hold her back and make her feel guilty. And she also don't seem like the type of person that would um just leave him and just cut off all ties with him. And I don't know if that's healthy or not, with all things considered, but I get it. That's all I'm saying. Um, let's talk about this Zaya Wade. Do I got this picture? I'm so sick and tired of these Wades. They're giving me very much kitty porn at this point. I'm just tired of them. Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I got this picture. No, I ain't got the. Well, I had the picture. Hold on, let me see something. Okay, this the thumbnail picture. Let me show y'all this picture because I ain't got the picture by itself, but I'll show y'all the thumbnail picture. Hold on, I got this at the Oakley. Whatever, I ain't got nothing prepared. Anyway, y'all probably done seen it. So Zaya Wade is a transgender girl. So she was born a boy and determined that she identifies as a girl. So she's a transgender girl. Uh, that's Dwayne Wade's daughter. And y'all don't get mad at me when I get all mixed up and confused with what the hell is going on and what I'm about to say right now, because I'm trying to really go through and process and figure this shit out, right? So she has a boyfriend, but the boyfriend is a transgender boy. The boy was born a girl and decided that he wants to identify, well, she wants to identify as a boy, right? So basically they like swap identities, but it's still a boy and a girl, whatever. So they having Easter festivities. I don't know who house they was round by, but they was having Easter festivities or whatever. The pictures are going through the internet, and next thing you know, I see a picture of Zaya like kissing, hugged up and kissing the boy, right? And it's allowed to be on the internet, and a lot of people were saying things like, people are being transphobic because they have a problem with it. Let me tell you something. I don't want to see now 14-year-old. It's like weird as hell for the parents not to say anything or tell them take that shit down. I was not able to be 14 years old. Let my mama would have seen me 14 years old and I'm kissing a boy or a girl and I done posted this on the internet. My mama would beat my ass because now it looks like she half-ass raising me because her friends gonna be looking like, what she out here doing? You got a fast tail ass girl. Y'all know how that be. My mama would have beat my ass if I would have put a picture up with me kissing a boy. And so my thing is why is it like all of a sudden, because these people are rich and because a lot of people were saying, well, y'all need to mind y'all own tax bracket. With these people, with these rich ass people, that's the one putting their business in our face. It was no reason for us to have seen this 14-year-old having a kiss with their boy, with their girlfriend. Well, shit, what the fuck? If we ain't have whatever they are, them whatever they got going on, they look configuration or whatever. 14-year-olds shouldn't be posted on the internet doing that. I don't give a damn what their sexual orientation is or how they identify themselves. There's not nothing anything 14-year-olds should be doing. And for the parents to allow it is pretty sick. And it's like exploitation at this particular point because you know how the media gonna come. And at this point, it just seems like they're exploiting Zaya because I don't know what they thinking. The same precautions that they take for us, the people who don't, cisgender, whatever they, however they put it or whatever, which I don't even like this shit, but just for us to be able to have this conversation, the same things that we did with like the cisgender, whatever, the same precautions that our parents have for us should apply to them. Because guess what? At the end of the day, one of them was born a girl, one of them was born a boy. They still have their sex organs or whatever. The damn transgender boy could get pregnant by Zaya. You get what I'm saying? So y'all okay with them being hugged up and booed up and being all affectionate or whatever the case may be. Now, what if they'll fuck around and fuck this dude and dude walking around pregnant and now y'all having kids at such a young age or whatever, and that's just gonna look goofy as hell for him to be walking around with child. I remember I had did a show of it was a situation like that was some transgender where this transgender couple, it was similar to this Wade situation where the transgender man had ended up getting pregnant because he still got a pussy and all that. And listen, I really feel like I done said this before, but the trans people really need to be kicked out of the LGBTQ because this shit just get too confusing. Like identity, like your identity shouldn't be tied into like sexuality, right? It shouldn't be tied into that. I don't feel, and I'm not being malicious when I say this. It's just so confusing to explain because when you group like the LGBTQ, you're looking at sexual orientation, but then the transgenders, we have the transgenders that's out here, they're dealing with their identity or whatnot, and it just confuses everything. And I can't believe that there are people that's down my timeline that is making it seem like it's okay for these kids to be kissing each other. And it has absolutely nothing to do with them, the fact that they are trans, because I'm the part of the trans part that is tripping me out is the simple fact of these kids still can get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all ain't thinking about that. It's like, yeah, it's okay for them to be together because we all like let's be very clear. At 14 years old, we all was kissing and everything. But most of us probably had sex and everything. I didn't at that age. But what I'm saying is, yes, we all fooled around at 14 years old. I don't know no kid that didn't do that. I wouldn't be sitting up here like a damn fool if I had a child. I wouldn't be sitting up here like a damn fool thinking my child ain't doing something. That's the reason why you got to prepare them. At 14, you get the feeling yourself. So I get that. I don't have no problem with them smooching or anything. But that's something that you get caught doing that. Your mama and them gotta catch you doing that. That ain't something that you just do in front of your mama and them. I just found it to be so disrespectful for the simple fact of here it is. I'm my old age. And I still don't show a level of I'm a very affectionate person. Like I be on a motherfucker like white on rice. I be damn near in your skin. You hear me? I'm clingy as hell. So, but if I'm around my parents and I'm with somebody, I ain't even finna be kissing and feeling all up on them. Now I might every once in a while just a little or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, I'm not finna be filling them up or anything. And I just got to the point where I was just comfortable with just giving a little smooch. I wouldn't have dared. I wouldn't have dared at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I wouldn't have dared did that in front of my mom and them at no 14 years old. I understand. I understand being progressive, being a modern family and everything. I get it. because I was allowed to do some things that maybe someone my age parents wouldn't have allowed them to do. But I wasn't around messing around or anything. I was allowed to go on my very first date, like a real date, where the guy came to the house, picked me up, bought me flowers and everything. I was able to go on a real date with somebody when I was 15 years old. I had my first like real date. We actually, I'm gonna tell y'all where we went to. They ain't even got the restaurant no more, but we went to Bennigan's. We went to Bennigan's, and then after we left Bennigan's, we went and walked on the river, whatever. It was real nice. I was a virgin. He was a virgin. It wasn't nothing like he was trying to get me home or anything like that. And once he did not, even when we was on the river and we was walking and we in the car and everything, we was just sitting there talking. He ain't feeling all on me. When I got to the house, we sitting up there looking at each other. He looking at me, and he was like, "Can I have a kiss?" I'm like, "Yeah," and we give a kiss or whatever, and that was it. And me and that guy, we dated for a while, and we ended up dating for a while, like off and on or whatnot. Actually, down the line, I was the one that ended up breaking his virginity because I had started seeing other people or whatever, but we ended up spinning the block. But anyway, so yeah, most people wouldn't allow their daughter to go and go out on a date at 15 years old. But I was almost like 16. It was coming up on my birthday. But it's cool. But as far as just even when my parents would meet the guy and be around the guy, I was able to go on the date because he was being respectful. He was being a gentleman. He wasn't filling me up. He wasn't kissing all on me and all that kind of stuff. When he bought me roses to take me out, he bought my mama roses. He bought my sister roses. And to just show, thank you for letting me take her out or whatever the case may be. It was a lovely experience. That's the reason why my bar be high when it comes to like dates and stuff now, because my very first date was like dope as fuck. And at the time, Bennigan's was one of those places that was cost a little bit. It's like you get you even China White had said it in the song over a hot Bennigan's dinner. Bennigan's was on the map or whatever. So yeah, I could see that. I get it. But they doing way too much. I really feel like they need to stop parading Zaya around like that. Like some of this stuff, you have to protect your child. Like people have to understand, unfortunately, the world is cruel. And the world is we're not gonna adjust. And I'm just saying, just us as a whole, we're not just gonna automatically adjust because you're going through something in your personal life. So you have to actually protect yourself. This is a child that's growing up, that's still developing, that's actually going through something so serious as actually transition. That's something that's sacred. That I feel like that is sacred, and that's not something that just needs to be exploited. And it's not to say that she has to hide or anything, but it shouldn't just be like so far in your face where as a parent, just a regular parent that's not rich or famous or whatever. And there are some rich and famous parents, they keep their kids safe. They keep their kids away from attacks in the media. you know the Ways need to do a better job with that. Like Zaya, she seems like a very smart girl and everything. She's very articulate. I love to hear her speak. I think she's a good kid. All at the same time, it's a lot being out here in these social media streets, and they need to do a better job at protecting her, because now if you put it out there, people are going to have an opinion. People be like, well, why y'all talking about celebrities? Why y'all worried about celebrities? Y'all must don't know how fame works. In order for these people to be famous, they have to be relevant. What makes them relevant is us talking about them. So we play a part in their celebrity. We play a part in their riches, and we play a part in their fame. We actually invest in these people monetarily. So yeah, we have a right to actually talk about them. We have a right to talk about them. That's the price of fame. You don't get to allow to be famous and also cry about your privacy as well. You know what I'm saying? If you want privacy, quit doing certain things. If you want privacy, get a job that allows that. But that comes with the price of fame, and telling people to not talk about Telling people on social media to not talk about what's on social media is stupid as fuck. Like, we gonna talk about these folks because they putting it out there. They ain't have to put it out there. If you make a post, people gonna comment on it. It's the same thing. But they got to do a better job. They definitely got to do a better job with protecting her, because that has to weigh in heavy. It probably be a whole lot of therapy and counseling sessions and everything that's going on. You already got to go through that with just transitioning. They just need to do a better job. I don't even know what's the starting point, but I actually listen. Let me tell y'all something. It's the disrespect for me. I'm waiting for Lil Boosie to come up out of Jamaica. He need to come up out of Jamaica anyway, because he be acting a damn fool over there. And I really don't be liking Lil Boosie a lot of times, the stuff he be saying. But I'm curious to know what he think about this. I seen somebody that said they was talking about whether or not it was somebody else's kid and all of that. If it was other people's kids, would people have a problem if they were heterosexual kids? My thing is this: we shouldn't have any information about any of these people's kids' sexuality to have an opinion on it. This shit shouldn't be down our timeline. That's y'all sitting up here doing this what these hypothetical scenarios or whatever. Fuck all of that. We shouldn't even see these kids and what they're doing as far as their sexuality and identity is concerned to even have an opinion. So y'all could go on with them what else and try and make it seem like it's a transphobic thing and try to reverse it and make it seem like, oh, okay, y'all transphobic. Y'all really don't care about the age. Y'all not worrying about the age of the kids or whatnot. Yes, we are. The same way we was worried about the shit Boosie did with his kids. It wasn't because that was some heterosexual stuff, right? It was heterosexual stuff when he had hired that woman to have sex with his son and his nephew. That was heterosexual. We had a problem with it because of the age. That was the problem. When we see what's the lady name? Kim Kardashian let North walk around with makeup on or whatever. Guess why we have a problem? Because of her age. When we see these people that dress these babies up, and it be the little girls with the cute little girls, they be having the little toddlers with the puffs on and the little jumper suits and the little purse standing like this. We have a problem because guess what? The age. You're sexualizing kids, and nothing is cool about it. I don't give a fuck what their gender is or what they identify as. When I seen it, I'm gonna tell you something. It really just bothered me so much to where I almost didn't even want to put the picture on my thumbnail. But I'm like, I gotta put the picture on my thumbnail to draw the crowd. You get what I'm saying? But I'm like, who the fuck? Nobody want to see no kid. I don't give a damn who it is. I don't like seeing stuff like that. It's like I'm not into children, so I'm not interested in watching kids tongue each other down. Like, that's just not me. That shit looked like fucking kitty porn. They was just too intimate. They was just doing too much. Now, it was cute. I'm gonna tell you, they had a cute little picture. Now, if they would have kept it as that cute picture, if y'all seen the other picture, him and her, they was like laying back head to head or whatever. They was kind of like cuddled up, and it was like a fun thing, just laying across each other. Kids do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, that's cute. But y'all like this right here, and you doing all of it, baby. Your shirt kind of up a little bit or whatever. You just all in it. And who took the picture? You know what? I know that little baby Kavia. She gonna have a tell-all book to come out in a minute, because I want to know what goes through Kavia mind and get her perspective, because she always looking like she ain't here for none of this bullshit. But these people crazy as hell. And they really need to get it together, because it's giving way too much that didn't nobody ask for. I don't know who asked for this. I don't know who was like, you know what, we need somebody to come out and be a transgender mascot and be the one to show it how it's done, to see the journey of being a transgender from the beginning to the end. No, nobody asked for that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody asked for that. We didn't need that. And it's not, let the grown people do that. Let the grown people share their experiences. Wait till she get older. And wait till she like, damn, at least 16. where the shit makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Wait till she get older. And that's with anybody kids. Let me see here. I get some more comments here. And you know when it, oh, that's true. Monica, one of Monica's boyfriends killed himself in front of her. Monica has been through a lot. Yeah, I remember that. Um, so here's the thing about Zaya Wade. I definitely think it's a problem, but most people are not really saying it's a problem because of their age. It's because he's transgender. If it was a heterosexual teenager couple, it would have never went viral at all. You know what? It wouldn't have went viral because they're not famous. So yeah, no, it wouldn't have it wouldn't have went viral because they not famous. But another thing too is who putting it out there. Like you don't see people doing that, and you saying that a lot of people are not really saying it's a problem because of their ages because he's transgender. I disagree with that. I don't. It's definitely, to me, it's not because we at this point we already know Zaya Wade. Oh, okay, she's transgender or whatever. We're not going to drag it out. It's still a kid at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So we're not going to drag that out and be like, oh my God. But I'm going to tell you something. Now, it may not be a thing where we are looking at it from the fact that she's transgender. I think that the parents, this is where the exploitation come in it for me. I think that the parents know that because she's transgender and because there has been conversation around her, that regardless of the reason why people have a problem with it, it's gonna go viral anyway. So let's let this stick. That's where that exploitation comes out of it, because it don't, like, the first thing first is it don't really matter of why people have a problem with it, so to speak. It don't really matter. The problem is why the parents letting that bullshit come out. And is it like, hey, I'm going to let you see how what my transgender child is doing, and like it's okay to live like this and to do this, and it's okay for a transgender kid to experience these things and normalize and love amongst transgender children? We don't need that, because we already have a moral compass in this society where uh the general consensus is kids ain't supposed to be kissing and smooching and having public displays of affection in front of their parents. Um, from my common knowledge and not how our society is set up, this is you supposed to wait till you're older to do that. So yeah, we can invalidate people's stance on the age thing because of the issue that people may have with being transgender. But at the end of the day, the people who are thinking like that got to think that, okay, let's reverse this. Think about it. If you've seen this with the heterosexual 14-year-olds, and at this point, the way Zaya Wade and the little transgender boy set up, hell, they damn near they basically in a heterosexual relationship. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? So if you seen this if you seen your homegirl 14-year-old kid, if you seen your friend 14-year-old kid kissing up, if it was a boy or girl kissing up with somebody of the opposite sex, you finna call them, you finna have a problem with that. Why you letting your daughter or why you letting your son post up like this? You gonna have a problem with that. So when we go into, oh, it's because they're transgender, then it's like we want to look past the fact that that doesn't look right, and that never looked right, and we've always had a problem with that. And I actually made a post, and I was like, were you allowed to kiss and do this in front of your kid, in front of your parents at 14 years old? Nobody on the post said yes, because we weren't able to do that. I've never heard of a case where people were able to do that. I've never heard of that. If somebody, if a kid was able to do that, they was in them real fucked up dysfunctional households or whatever, somewhere in a deep rooted hood. It just had to be something. As it had to be something. You have to see that type of thing on TV. Those are the type of things that you will have to see on TV. You don't hear about things like that. So I can't accept that that it's just because it's transgender. I think that they are using it. The ways are allowing it to go on because the kid is transgender, and it's just going to keep the conversation going. And I don't even know what's going on in their life where they feel like they need so much publicity. And another thing they need to do too, they need to give they need to, I really wish they keep Zaya out of them funny looking clothes. Like, if you know what I'm saying, her fashion sense is not the best. I really wish that they quit dressing her like an old woman. She needs to dress like her age. And it's not, when I say dressing like an old woman, I'm not saying, it was one thing that I feel like she was too revealing, because I'm like, if you saying you're a girl, then you need to dress age appropriately. But it's not about her being revealing or whatever. She be dressing like them old white women that wear clothes out of Catherine's and Coles and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what the fuck? It's just them old time clothing, them kitten heels, and her feet long as hell, like her daddy's or whatever. And so you got them little bitty skinny ankles. You built up like Ichabod Crane. Got them little bitty skinny ankles and these long ass shoes, and you got your little hip twisted to the side or whatever. They need to put that girl on something that is going to fit her body. Because to be honest with you, she's pretty to me. But especially when she put the braids or whatever the case may be. But when she had the Florida Evans going on, sometimes I'll be like, no, God, honey, you need to throw you some braids up in there. But if she get her, some knotless braids or whatever the case may be, put on a cute little crop top, some little shorts or whatever, some decent shoes that, that's not, that they gonna be long as hell because her feet long as hell, but they don't look long as hell. You know what I'm saying? Some nice shoes, some little strappy shoes or something like that. And go on about your business. I don't like the way she be dressing. I don't be here for it. It's too old looking for me. Mm-mm. Um, Montoya, hey Montoya say, I didn't see it, don't want to see it. FYI, the person Zaya kissed put it out, not Zaya or the Ways. We are aware. Um, yes, the Zaya's boyfriend actually put out the picture. Gabrielle Wade is, or Gabrielle Union. Gabrielle Union is friends with the boyfriend on IG. They follow each other on IG. Because I went on the boyfriend's page, so Gabby follows the boy. Um, so the Waves let it stay out. You get what I'm saying? So that's my thing with it. And the thing is, the reason why the Waves are to blame, because we don't know who the hell this little boy is. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, the blame is placed where it belongs, on those people. Uh, so yeah, they did not suggest that he take it down. It stayed up, and that's where I got a problem with. Nobody want to see that shit. And it's not because they transgender. It's just some damn kids, and I'm just not into it. I'm telling you, so I'm so bad when it comes to kids and sexuality and stuff like that. I don't even sit around and be asking my nephew, do you got a little girlfriend? Like, I don't want to hear about shit you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, mm-mm, mm-mm. My nephew 10 years old now. I'm sure he got a little girl. Ain't no sense to me. I could just tell him about girls, or I can talk to him or whatever, but I don't want to get into your, I guess, intimate business. I don't want to get into that with no kid. The fuck? I'm not interested. Ruth Anna said, hell no, he ain't cute. She threw. She Zaya is actually, she's cute to me. She is really cute. Now that Kavia, she got some more growing to do. But let me quit talking about folks' children. But Anyway, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me tonight for another episode of the Deaths of the Asia You Can't Whoop Me edition. Make sure y'all like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, head over to the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast. I'm on every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Head over there. I have the link in the description on YouTube. You could click the link and subscribe to that YouTube channel as well. Last night's show was heated, baby. We was talking about New York versus everybody, and it was a fool. We had that last session because we had someone from New York on there as well, Bo Money from United Front. He was on there, and it got heated, and it was a really really good show. But y'all definitely check that out. But again, thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have a good night. I am out.
I hope you black men were paying attention. I hope you black men were paying attention.